Welcome back, guys, to Warhammer Weekend Times. I'm Stan, your host, and today we've got another episode, or another video, or replay, or whatever you want to call it, from the Call of Warhammer Beginning of End Times Tournament. Today we've got Skaparrapit playing as Kislev, and he is going to be up against Juan 219, who is playing as the Dark Elves. And let's go ahead and go over the army comps real quick and start this battle. But Juan in the front line has 3 units of Dark Shards. He's also got 3 units of Blackguard of Nagarond, and then a few units of Bleak Swords and Dread Spears. He's also got 2 units of Cold One Knights, and then I believe he's got 3 units of Harganeth Executioners, and then a unit of Cold One Chariots way over here. Let's go over Skaparrapit's army. That's pretty much Juan's army. He's bringing pretty much the same army composition, actually, except he's not bringing a couple units of Reaper Bolt Throwers. He's bringing some more Chariots instead, so that's going to put him in a little bit of a range disadvantage. But let's go ahead and go over Skaparrapit's army. He's got 2 units of Ungol's. He's also got 2 units of High Elf Archers, a couple units of Knights of Origio. He's got a unit of Cursed Company of Richter Kruger, a really cool looking unit with all these kind of different soldiers in here that are undead. I think he's got 2 units of these. He's also got 2 units of Sons of Ursun. He's got an Uragon Mortar, some Man-Eater Ogres, and then a unit of Thunderers. And then he's got some High Elf Spears there. I think that's, oh, here we go. We go over here, he's got a couple units of Droyashki kind of hidden away. I knew he had a couple more units. And that is the armies, guys, or those are the armies. Let's go ahead and start this battle. But Skaparrapit was in the middle of readjusting his army just a little bit, but it does look like he's going to start firing with this Uragon Mortar. And you can see these kind of cannon crews loading up. Oh, that's apparently how you load a cannon, guys. Just plop it in. But the Uragon Mortars are going to start firing into Juan's line, and that is going to kind of force Juan to start going on the offensive just a little bit, because Juan does not have anything to kind of answer back with that kind of range, and he's going to have to kind of get in range of Skaparrapit's other range units like the High Elf Archers and the Ungol's, and maybe even some of those Vosniks if he's not careful. But it does look like Juan's going to be charging up some of these Cold One Knights. It looks like he's going to be independently charging his cav through, and this one actually is just kind of stuck on walk. Both of these are actually, and he needs to start charging these guys in before he starts losing too many of them. It looks like he's going to get back on the micro there, and he's going to start charging in these Cold One Knights. It does look like these Cold One Knights over here are going to get intercepted by some of these Sons of Ursun, and these Cold One Knights are going to come into here. It looks like they're going to start charging into the Nehekar Immortals, but they're not. They're not going to charge, and neither are the Cold One Chariots. They're going to kind of get stuck there. And they're going to start firing away. They're in a very precarious position. They're very close by. Oh, man, the Vosniks are going to be firing in, taking out 2 of those chariots already. That's half that chariot unit already taken out to nothing. He is doing a good job of pushing his Coldwood Knights, though, in through some of these units. He's taken out quite a few of these Vosniks. Very, very good attempt here. And it does look like one of the units is going to go down. I don't know if that's the Dark Elf General or not. That very well could be. I'd be shocked if the Kislev General went down to that one single unit of Cold One Knights right there. But considering they outnumber them so abundantly. But you do have the Thunderers firing in, and these Cold One Knights are still alive. It does look like, oh, they're routed actually. I'm sorry, guys. No, they're not fighting. I thought they were fighting against these Uragon Mortar crew. They are tying the crew up though, and it does look like we have some more of these. Oh wow, okay, these Dread Spears and Bleak Swords are already routing, and they're fairly healthy. We've got 53 in this unit, and 36 in this one, 53 in this Bleak Sword unit as well. So these units are routing very, very fast. He's going to be marching up his Dark Shards, but he is kind of attacking in waves. He sent his cav in first, then some of his Dread Spears and weaker infantry, and they routed very quickly. His Dark Shards are going to be getting cut apart very quickly, though, or just by those arrows. And you can see they don't have a shield or anything like that, so they're going to take that skirmish fire poorly, very, very poorly. They are going to be starting to fire in, though, into these Ungol's, and look at that! Just almost wiping out that whole unit in one single volley, and they're already firing in again. Crossbowmen and other range units are very effective at taking out kind of light bow cav, or any kind of light cavalry that doesn't have a shield or really kind of any armor to speak of. Kislev specifically has a lot of low armor units, so you can kind of take advantage of that. with some of the ranged units, but it does look like, even though that these Dark Shards kind of have done quite a bit of damage, it does look like they are kind of starting to whittle down. Only 26 left in this unit, and they are falling as I say that. It does look like the Urgarden Mortar is going to be firing in to these, oh my god, right in the middle of the Harganeth Executioners, taking out a huge chunk of that unit. Juan is very slowly marching his army up. I don't know what's going on, or if he's not just kind of missed his micro on this, but he is kind of very just marching his units up into the skirmish fire, and we can see all of these dead Dark Elves. Look at this huge, just right here, you see all these kind of spread out right here. That's just from one shot from the Urgarden Mortar. The one thing about a lot of these Dark Elf units is they don't have shields, so they're going to be real vulnerable to skirmish fire, kind of like Kislev is, but definitely to a lesser degree. They have very good armor. These Harganeth Executioners are broken, though, and I don't know if it's just the Vosniks that are breaking these units, but Skaparrapit has set up a very kind of nice ridge here. He's able to use his Vosniks, have them throw over the heads of his other units. That's typically hard to make some of these kind of Nathatoon units do. He is firing in with his High Elf Archers also, and Juan's army is just getting whittled down. Skaparrapit's only lost 25% of his army, and Juan's lost almost half already, and Juan was bringing a smaller army to begin with because the Dark Elves are a little more expensive. I don't think he was bringing his full 20-unit roster. He's going to be charging in with the Dread Spears here against some of the High Elf Spears. It's really getting personal. Those Dark Elves saying, yeah, we're going to kill these High Elves because we hate them more than we hate Kislev. But anyway, Bleak Swords have kind of come back a little bit, but it does look like some of these units are shaken. Oh, you know what? It could be partly because of the Curse Company Richter Kruger having 2 of those units and the Vosniks. The Curse Company Richter Kruger does cause fear. So that, in conjunction with those Vosniks, could very well have caused Juan's army to rout. That's actually very, very smart of Skaparrapit to do that. Although now we do have these Black Guard of Nagarond just laying into these other kind of heavy infantry units. These Curse Company Richter Kruger are not going to last long whatsoever against these against these Black Guard of Nagarond, and these Knights of Horatio aren't going to do much better either. The Man-Eater Ogres are going to be in the mix, and they are going to be doing pretty good against some of these Dark Elves, but if you kind of see, they are getting stun-locked, though. And typically when you send in units against, like, kind of a lesser unit, when I say lesser unit, I mean, like, there are less in a unit, like Man-Eaters, there's only 15 in this unit, up against, like, all these Black Guard, oh my god, against these Black Guard of Nagarond. These Vosniks have done an amazing job this game. They've just massacred units. I'm really surprised they're not out of ammo yet. Way over here, we do have some Sons of Ursun, and it does kind of look like they're going to get charged by some of these Bleak Swords. I do think Skaparrapit's going to get back on the micro on them and pull them out. It doesn't really matter, though. I think that the Sons of Ursun could probably beat these Bleak Swords pretty effectively in a melee engagement anyway. They do have those huge great swords, a really good attack, multiple HP, and these Bleak Swords are kind of just the foot soldiers of the Dark Elf army, so they're not going to have quite the effectiveness that some of the other units are going to have. It does look like over here the engagement between the High Elf Spears and the Bleak Spears did come out advantageously for Skaparrapit, and at this point, there's really not a lot that Juan can do. He does have some of this Black Guard of Nagarond, but he doesn't have a lot of kill potential. He doesn't have any of his skirmishers really left. He doesn't have any artillery crews or his cav, so there's not a lot of chance for him to kind of come in here and get some really big devastating hits. Skaparrapit just has too many troops. Very fun battle to watch, though. It was very interesting to kind of see this Kislev build with the two units of Curse Company Richter Kruger and the Vosniks. That's kind of incite more of a kind of a morale penalty from the Dark Elves, because usually Dark Elves are pretty high morale faction. So, but anyway, guys, here's the army results, or the statistics. But Juan only brought 855 units, and Skaparrapit brought a bit of a horde compared to that, almost 300 units more. Let's take a look at the kills. Sons of Ursun got only about 40 kills. Let's see what these Vosniks got. Only 71. That kind of surprises me. I figured they get a lot more, but considering there aren't many in a unit, I think there's only, like, I don't know how many in our unit. They're very small. It's a really small unit because they are kind of a weapon crew, but they did a really good job. I know they routed a lot of units. A bunch of kills from the Thunderers, actually, too. I didn't see specifically cover them a lot in this fight, but Gunpowder troops are a little harder to trace their their, you know, missile fire. But anyway, guys, I hope you liked this battle. I do have some more replays coming. I still have to do my replay or my battle for this bracket, but I do actually have another battle for Vasily Zaitsev. The thing about some of these replays is I'm not getting all of them, or I haven't gotten all of them, and some of the first bracket stuff people didn't save, or you know, but so some people may actually end up having more battles than others, but I've only got one more. I've got one more battle for Vasily Zaitsev, so that'll like give him 2 battles technically for this bracket, but you know, that's technically not the case. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys liked it. There is definitely more to come, and I will see you guys next time.